I'm just trying to figure it out.
No worries.
Okay, got it. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rinu Joseph. I'm a first-year PhD candidate in electrical engineering from Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering, and I also work as a graduate research assistant here with Open Cloud Institute to provide an overview on my personal background. Sorry, just I am originally from India, the state Kerala, and I completed my undergrad in electronics and communication engineering in 2013 from Anna University, Chennai. Right after my graduation, I started my career in IT sector. I started as a program and analyst trainee with Cognizant Technology Solutions, and I worked there for 7 years. I was a senior developer. I worked closely with the business analyst and UX and visual designers to understand client requirements and translate the business wireframes to user interfaces for various web and mobile applications. And after that, in 2021, I moved to US to pursue my master's degree in computer engineering. And I completed and I graduated in 2022 summer. So while I was in my last semester of master's, I started working on a digital twin project. I mean, creating digital twins at city scale using remote sensing data and applying deep learning techniques on them. And I continued working on the project after my graduation for a year as a research fellow, and I started my PhD in last fall. So that's all about my personal background. To talk about my research interest, I work with Dr. Paul Rad from Secure AI and Autonomy Laboratory, and my research is focused on Geo AI powered city scale digital twins. To provide a background on that, imagine having a city where every infrastructure of it, like buildings, street networks, power grid, transportation, everything gets reflected to a digital space, a space where you can predict, plan, and visualize the future with much precision. So this is the motivation behind Geo AI, geospatial artificial intelligence powered digital twins, a groundbreaking step forward in creating smart urban spaces. To give a formal definition, a digital twin is nothing but a virtual model that represents cities' physical, social, and economical structures, which integrates and collects data from various sources such as IoT devices, sensors, and feed them into this digital space to simulate and analyze different real-world scenarios. There are a few use cases and purposes of digital twins. First one we could say can be applied on urban planning, especially to visualize future developments. For example, if the authorities or communities plan to build a park or a shopping center in the city, you get to understand its impact only after it's built. But with the digital models, you could actually simulate that development inside of the city inside a virtual space and understand its impact, such as how it's going to impact, how a new park or a shopping shopping complex is going to impact the traffic and the local business around in the surroundings. So that's one use case. And another one is it also helps with infrastructure management, like with all this Geo AI and digital twins can accurately understand the different assets of city and their condition and optimize the resource allocation and also the predict the maintenance needs. One of the most important use case that I believe is emergency response, because these models could simulate some worst weather conditions such as floods, hurricanes, and helps the authorities to plan the evacuation as well as the emergency services. This also contributes to make the cities more resilient and sustainable. For example, it collects air quality data from different sensors and pass it to digital twins for analyzing and simulating them, helping the authorities to understand the pollution hotspots across the city and take very efficient and effective action plans. So that's all about the use cases and the formal idea of a digital twin. Now, moving on, how we are trying to build a city-scale digital twin of city of San Antonio. So we believe the foundation of this entire system is nothing but a comprehensive geospatial data lake, which you can consider as a library that contains a vast amount of data, and each data represents every physical asset or infrastructure in cities, such as the buildings, roads, power networks, and many more transportation assets, roads, and everything. So uh, this is the foundation level, and we use all this data with advanced GIS tools to derive meaningful insights, understand the relationship and patterns with this data, and then use digital modeling tools to translate and visualize this insights or data patterns into a digital model. We worked with many softwares and modeling platforms such as Esri City Engine, NVIDIA's Omniverse to create 3D models in a format called Universal Scene Description. It's a powerful way for 3D modeling and simulation. And for the future, as a future capacities or capabilities, we are trying to bring in the real-time information from various from various spaces, like bringing in IoT devices information or the sensor capture data and pass it to the digital twin. I'm also trying to work on some advanced modeling, such as like distribution system planning, especially for the smart grids and optimization of them. To give an example, one of the project is like to understand the impact of electrified medium and heavy duty vehicles on the local grid, how they're going, how the fleets, how the businesses with large amount of fleet vehicles, when they decide to electrify, how much demand they're going to have and how that demand is going to impact the local grid. So understanding that impact and creating an optimal way of allocating this demand to the power feeders is one of the research project that's going on in our lab. And also we are working on the climate modeling, like mapping the urban heat islands in city of San Antonio by collecting various sensor data and census data as well. So this is all about the architecture of our city scale digital twin. To show a few of infrastructure layer in our geospatial data lake, we represent all the assets in city as a feature layer in our digital twin model. So these are three main data sets we have. We were able to capture all building footprints inside the city of San Antonio using computer vision techniques or aerial images. And also with the help of open geo databases such as OpenStreet, we could extract and map all the street network in the city. And we also handle a large amount of LiDAR LiDAR point cloud data, especially from Texas Natural Resource Information Systems, to extract the vegetation points in the city. The vegetation points means the location of every tree in the city plus their height. So This is a very high level explanation of what I do in my research, my PhD. So yeah, that's all about my research work, and to talk about my plans after graduation, with all these things I'm working on. Hopefully, I would like to switch my career into industry, and focus more on getting experience with geospatial intelligence as well as the digital twins. So digital twins are getting a lot of attention these days, especially from a lot of companies such as NVIDIA, S3, Dell, and everyone. So I'm trying to build my career in that way, and I'm more inclined towards using this geospatial intelligence and explore the power of GIS to plan and manage the urban areas so that we could improve the quality of life of every residents, and especially the one who has in the underprivileged communities. So that's something that I noticed when I was working with all these data sets. That, for example, when we analyze the census data and all the infrastructure data, the south side of San Antonio seems to be a little underprivileged than the north area. So hopefully, with all this GIS, all the analysis, and the benefits of digital twin could help plan better infrastructure for them. That's one thing. And I also look forward to collaborate and mentor with various people, engineers, especially from the STEM field, so that I could learn and contribute more to this area. So that's all about my research and my personal background. Before I would like to conclude, I want to thank everyone, especially Open Cloud Institute, for giving such an opportunity to share my experience and journey. Especially special thanks to Sarah and Lori, and also to my advisor, Dr. Paul Rad. Any questions? Before I forgot to give a demo before I conclude. I will also give a demo of the digital model that we have created for a part of San Antonio. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
I see
So,
the PowerPoint, not the demo.
oh, okay. So this is a part of San Antonio, a model, I mean, the digital model of a part of San Antonio, which has different layers like its building, vegetation, roads, and power infrastructure such as transmission and distribution poles, as well as the electric substations. So for now, we are mainly focusing on creating the assets with precise geolocation rather than its actual texture and style. So the buildings and the trees, the model seems to be different, but they have the accurate location, especially the latitude and longitude in the model that we create. Yeah.
Rinu, you mentioned getting this data from different sources. Can you talk about just a little bit more in depth where the information came so you could add those layers and like you said, the locations of each building and vegetation?
So when it comes to vegetation, we had access to Texas Natural Resource and Information System. They
Mhm.
have published the LiDAR point cloud data for
Okay.
Texas, sorry, not Texas, Bexar and Travis County. So we only we got the data for the Bexar County, and we had to do some geospatial analysis and processing to extract only the vegetation points. And that's one for the vegetation. And for the building footprints, we mainly apply computer vision on the aerial images. Those images are high spatial resolution images. They with 10 centimeter, and those were captured, acquired from Nearmap. It's a company.
Okay.
And we use OpenStreetMap, which is a open source geodatabase for many other sources for the layers such as streets and other information.
Do you know if this information is available for other states, cities, countries?
OpenStreet is available for other streets and countries, but LiDAR are probably available, but we had access only to the Bexar counties. And the aerial images are, we purchased those images. So we defined our area of interest, and if the company has access to that location, they will deliver it.
I see. And the development of this specific project and your demo, what is the duration from, let's say, when you started? How many months has it taken you to get to this point? And how much longer do you have to go to get to a final project, or where you feel that you're at the end?
So this project is actually funded by CPS Energy, and it started back in 2022 spring. So initially, we have spent a lot of time in understanding this concept, and also how to. We try various methods to bring up this 3D virtual model. And to be honest, we have spent a lot of time in collecting the data. Cities, there's a vast amount of data involved with the city. So most of the time was spent on collecting the data and then processing them. We sometimes get data for entire US, and we had to do a lot of processing to extract only what we need. That was one challenge also. And we still have a lot to go. I think the grant is ending. We have this grant for 2 more years, I guess. So probably by that time we'll have a more robust framework and model, I guess.
Wonderful. And where would we be able to follow up with you at that point? Do you have this published somewhere on a website?
For now, this is actually in the lab. We haven't published yet. And I'm not sure how that's going to be, because we haven't explored that part, that where we are going to publish it.
Thank you.
I have a question. So, what experiences or insights motivated you to pursue city planning as your research focus?
Sorry, what could you please repeat?
Yeah. Well, like what experiences or insights motivated you to choose city planning as your research focus?
I was always interested in creating interactive maps, actually. So when it comes to the city planning, there is a lot of GIS involved. Even though I loved working with all the maps, I actually started with this GIS like in 2022 when I started this project. So yes, I cannot say that I had much experience before to get started with the city planning, but for this project, especially for the digital twin, I'm gradually building it.
Thank you.
Alrighty, well, if there's no other questions, I will go ahead and return to you all extra 30 minutes of your day. Thank you, Renu. That was a great presentation and a great demo. I think that you're a great example of students that are members of the Open Cloud Institute. Again, congratulations for being selected to be honored for Women in Cloud 2024. So yeah, thank you all for attending, and I hope you all have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Renu.
Bye.
Mhm. Bye.